Every tenant who ever rented my grandfather's old apartment mailed him a single dollar on the same day each year. After he died, I inherited the building, and 40 years of dollar bills I couldn't explain. My grandfather owned a small 4-unit apartment building for most of his life. Nothing fancy, a squat brick place on a quiet street. When he died last year, I inherited it, along with his files, his keys, and a locked steel cash box I assumed held emergency money. It didn't hold money the way I expected. It held dollar bills, hundreds of them, each one paper-clipped to a short handwritten note, each note signed by a different person, and each dated the same day of the year, March 4th. The notes said things like, "Still grateful," "The Okonkwo's," and "Year 12, never forgot." "Danny R." and "He'd be 40 now. Thank you, Mr. H." Some were from the same people year after year, the handwriting aging across decades. The earliest was dated 1983, 40 years of strangers mailing my grandfather a single dollar every March 4th. I asked my mother. She got quiet and said she'd always known the tenants loved him, but never knew about the dollars. My aunt said the same. Whatever this was, my grandfather had kept it entirely to himself. I went through his tenant records. He kept meticulous files and started matching the note signers to old leases. Every single person who mailed a dollar had, at some point, rented Unit 2. Not the other 3 units. Only Unit 2. 40 years of tenants in one specific apartment, all mailing him a dollar on the same day, all saying thank you for something none of them named. So I did the obvious thing. I let myself into Unit 2, which was empty between tenants, and I searched it. Floor to ceiling. Nothing. Ordinary apartment. Until I checked the inside of the coat closet door and found, scratched faintly into the paint near the bottom, where you'd only see it if you were sitting on the closet floor, a single line of words. I had to get a flashlight to read it. It said, "If you're reading this from down here, you're not the first, and you're going to be okay. Turn the page. H. Turn the page." Scratched into a closet door. Signed with my grandfather's initial. I sat on that closet floor for a long time. Then I noticed the loose baseboard. Behind the loose baseboard, wrapped in plastic, was a notebook. Small, water-stained, clearly old. My grandfather's handwriting filled the first few pages, and the rest was filled by other hands. Dozens of them. The first page, his. March 4th, 1983. Tonight a young woman sat on this closet floor with the door shut because she didn't want her little boy to hear her cry. She's 3 months behind on rent. Her husband left. She was going to give up. I told her, "Pay me $1 this month. That's the rent. $1. And when you're back on your feet someday, don't pay me back. Pay it forward. And once a year, mail me $1 so I know you're still standing." That's the whole deal. That was it. That was the thing none of the notes named. My grandfather rented Unit 2 to people at the worst moment of their lives. People about to be evicted, about to go under, about to quit. For $1 a month, for as long as they needed, no questions, no paperwork trail. He absorbed the loss himself. Quietly. For 40 years. The other 3 units at market rent covered it. Unit 2 was never a rental. It was a soft place to land, and the deal was always the same. When you're back on your feet, don't repay me. Just mail $1 every March 4th, the date of the first one, so I know you made it. The notebook was where each Unit 2 tenant wrote a message before they moved out, for whoever sat on that closet floor next. Page after page of people at rock bottom telling the next person at rock bottom that it passes. The scratched message on the door was just the invitation to find the notebook. I read all of it in one sitting. Single mothers, a laid-off veteran, a kid aging out of foster care, a man who'd just left prison and couldn't get anyone else to rent to him. 40 years of people my grandfather caught on their way down, none of whom ever knew about the others. At the very back of the notebook, The last entry wasn't from a tenant. It was from my grandfather, and it was dated 3 weeks before he died. Shaky handwriting. It said, "I'm almost out of time and Unit 2 is empty. Whoever inherits this building, you can sell it. I won't blame you, but if you keep it, keep the deal. $1. The date is March 4th. You'll understand the first time you watch someone stop drowning. HPS. Check the mailbox this March 4th. They don't know I'm gone." I looked at the calendar. March 4th was 9 days away. I didn't tell any of the past tenants that my grandfather had died. I didn't know how to reach most of them anyway. I just waited. March 4th came. I stood at that bank of 4 mailboxes like an idiot at 7 a.m. Nothing. Felt foolish. Then the mail ran around noon and I went back down. 11 envelopes, $11 bills from 11 people scattered across the country, all still mailing their yearly dollar to a man who'd been dead 5 months. He'd be 40 now. Year 12. Still standing. Danny R., the Okonkwo's. Names from the box, still checking in, still keeping their end of a deal made on a closet floor decades ago. I sat down on the lobby steps and cried in a way I'm not going to describe. Then I made a decision, and here's the finale. I wrote back to all 11. First contact any of them had ever gotten from the building. The whole arrangement had always been one-directional, dollars in, silence out. I told them who I was. I told them he was gone. And I told them the deal wasn't ending. Then I did the part I'm proudest of. I'd been going through Unit 2's application pile. My grandfather still got inquiries. And I found one from a woman, 2 kids, recently left a bad marriage, working 2 jobs, apologizing in advance in the application for her credit score. She'd written, "I understand if this doesn't work out. I just need somewhere safe for a little while." I called her. I told her Unit 2 was available. I told her the rent, $1 a month. She thought it was a scam. Then she thought it was a joke. Then, when she understood it wasn't either, she went quiet on the phone for almost a full minute, and I heard exactly what my grandfather must have heard 100 times. She moved in last week. I haven't told her about the notebook behind the baseboard or the message scratched into the closet door. She'll find them the way everyone does, from down there, on the closet floor, on the night she needs them. But I did the math on the $11 from this year, and the box, and 40 years of March 4ths. It was never really about the money. It was a man building a 40-year chain of people who could honestly tell the next person I sat where you're sitting, and I'm okay now. I mailed my first dollar this week, too. To myself, care of the building. Dated March 4th. Note attached, so whoever inherits this place after me finds it in the box and knows the chain didn't break. Year 1, still standing. Keep the deal. His granddaughter.